Welcome to New Life Live with host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. New Life Live is dedicated to transforming lives one at a time, thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Welcome, Chris Williams sitting in for Steve again today. And so, Merry Christmas Eve. And
that's a triple Eve.
That's a triple Eve. That's right. And so I have Dr. Sherry with me today, Dr. Alice with me today.
Howdy.
So excited to hang out with you guys. And certainly it's a present to me. And but we have another present to offer you today, and Larry is here to offer that present to you.
Okay, thank you, Chris. I wanted to start off the show. If you didn't hear the last couple of days, we have a matching gift, and the matching gift is related to Club New Life. And here it is. If you join Club New Life between now and year end, by the 31st of December, whatever amount you sign up for, 30 is the minimum. Most people do that, but there are some that do a little more. We have a donor who will match a year's worth of your giving right now.
Wow.
So if you sign up for $30, New Life will get $360 now. If you signed up for $100, we would get $1,200 now. And so we just want that to be an encouragement to you. We love New Life. Club New Life, we know that not everybody's in a position to make a year-end gift like others. Some people, this is the time of year they give their one gift, so a lot of money, more money than normal, flows in December than it does the rest of the year. But if you just can do $30 a month, commit to that now, and hold to that commitment for the year, we'll appreciate that.
So that's like two people. I mean, that's like one of you joins, and then we get a payment like there's two people that joined at the same time, and that money all goes towards what, Larry? I mean, all the things that it does just to keep us on the air. It's not cheap to do radio.
No, but the beautiful thing is, though we have to pay for the airtime, it's what that does. The testimonies from what this radio program does, what the workshops do, what the counselors do. It's amazing, and we want it to keep going. We think God does. This ministry has been blessed the last 2 years more than the 16 previous years I was here. It's just amazing. So thank you, everybody who has been supporting us financially and praying for us. We want to keep it going, and we think God does too, and we'll just look forward to your continued support.
Larry, thank you for everything that you do. And a lot of times, what I tend to emphasize is, helping people in desperate situations, which obviously we do. But it's fun because this time of year, I oftentimes get letters or cards or feedback from people whose lives have been positively impacted and changed by doing what I call the work. And that's working on themselves. That's working on their hang-ups and working on their histories and working on themselves. So they, like I said, so we can show up better to ourselves, to other people, and show up better to God. So this ministry really helps people show up better.
And what I love is we have heard and are hearing from people that say their Christmas is unlike anything it's been before because of the change that they've experienced through this ministry.
True testimony. So we had two couples that I got to meet through the marriage conference that we did. Both of them had betrayal and some sexual acting out. But they both went in and did the work, did the deeper work. And I just got a text from both of them at Thanksgiving saying, wow, it's such a different year. Thank you for everything that you did. But it started, you did, New Life did. They came in through New Life and they just took that plunge. But they said they're happier now. They're talking better now. They're having a relationship that they've never had before because of doing what we offer and encourage people to do here.
Sherry, that's right. Join us in creating better memories. We'll be right back right after this.
it had become very apparent that some of the things I was involved with were taking over my life.
In today's world, men are barraged with inappropriate content and images all day, every day. Some say that certain behaviors are just no big deal. It's just part of being a guy. But it's simply not true. It's a battleground for every man, and the opportunities to fail are everywhere. New Life's Every Man's Battle Workshop can help.
After 7 years, just one weekend, I completely changed man.
For over 20 years, New Life Ministries has been helping men regain their integrity and purity through their one-of-a-kind Every Man's Battle Workshop.
He said, I think this is something that every man should go to. Married, dating, it was definitely life-changing.
Now the workshop is coming to Washington, D.C., January 7th through the 9th. Don't wait for him to call. To find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go to newlife.com. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Welcome back to New Life Live. Again, Chris Williams sitting in with Dr. Alice, Dr. Sherry, and we're going to go straight to the phones. We're going to go to Renee listening in Fort Worth, Texas on KWRD. Renee, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right.
Thank you so much for taking my call.
No problem.
During the holidays. I have kind of a weird situation. I'm moving back in with my ex because he's going blind because he hasn't taken care of his diabetes, and he's probably about to lose his foot.
Wow.
The church is going to come in and kind of, the way the house is set up, put up a wall and a door, and it kind of separates into two areas. But my situation is, my son decided to live with his dad his senior year, so, and then my daughter lives there. And, I raised them in church, but now they're smoking, they're doing the vape with the little marijuana juice because they're, cousins on their dad's side, does all that stuff. But anyway, when I move in, I don't want them to just live there for free. I want them just to pay a little bit of rent so they have some kind of investment. But they're saying that, if I have no, if they're paying rent, I can't set boundaries on not doing anything like that. And then they've threatened that if I don't let them live there, they'll move up to Oklahoma and go work at a marijuana farm where it's legal there and they can make all this money. And I'm just afraid to lose them to let them go up there. So do I have I don't know what to do.
That sounds like a really messy situation. Yeah. So what's the question for us?
Well, what kind of boundaries should I set?
Yeah.
And also with my ex, I'm not there to be a caretaker. The church he let the house really run down. He got hit by the tornado a few years ago, and he took the insurance money and went and bought a Jeep. And so it was really, messed up, but the church is helping us put it together. And they're being a real blessing.
So Renee, you have a tremendous amount of irresponsibility around you, it sounds like.
Exactly.
And then
I'm trying to save everybody because that's who I am.
Okay, say that line one more time.
I'm trying to save everyone.
Okay, so
that's who I am.
So how's
I'm a rescuer.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Dr. Phil for a second.
But I'm so stressed. I don't know what to do.
So Renee, how's that working out for you?
I've gained 30 pounds. I'm just, it's crazy.
Yeah. So Renee, I'm going to let my wonderful co-host jump in here, but I'll say this. The more that we invest in the unhealth of other people, the less healthy we become.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Okay, so I'm glad you're afraid of that. So, Alice, what do you think?
Renee, I'm a little confused. I thought you were moving in to take care of your ex-husband. What is the point of you moving in?
So my name is still on the house, and he got a foreclosure. He was renting out to druggies, thinking they would pay the mortgage, and so he got 12 months behind, and they didn't take it because of COVID. But now they're going to foreclose, and it's ruined my credit since we've been divorced for years because he never got my name off of it.
So are you going back to
because-
try to financially salvage this situation as well as help your family out of their substance use?
Right. Because I can't even get my own place because he's messed up my credit. I moved in to take care of my dad about a year ago, and so I was, I can't even go buy my own house because he's messed up my credit because my name's still on that house. Because
Renee,
he never refinanced. He got it in the divorce, but he never refinanced
Oh,
it.
listen.
So it makes sense that you see this as perhaps the best option to save your finances. You're walking into a battleground
And to save my children.
And to save your children. You're walking into a battleground and you're bringing a lot of the landmines with you if your purpose is to go in and whip everybody up into shape, because they are going to fight you tooth and nail on this. Now, your intentions are good and your concerns are right, but if your focus is not on getting healthy yourself and maintaining your health, if that's not your primary focus, I think that this is going to blow up all over the place. And it won't end up getting closer to the goals that you're setting for yourself and your family. How do you receive that from me? That's bad, heavy news.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like when, I was talking to my pastor about it. I thought he would maybe say, no, this is a bad idea, don't do this. But, they're helping us do this. So I thought, well, they must think it's okay.
Because you've been second-guessing this too, haven't you? You already have the sense that this is a pretty crazy-making situation to walk into.
Well, I'm thinking I can survive it if, I just stay. Like I said, they're going to separate it into the way it's the floor plan of the house. All you have to do
Renee,
is put up a wall
let me jump in a second. I want to hear from Sherry, but notice, I just want you to pay attention to your language. I can save this. I can rescue this. I can, and what you're surrounded with is addicts. All of that language fits the core definition of what we call codependency. Right?
I can see that.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know how to break the cycle.
I know. It's really hard. And I'll be honest. I mean, I think breaking codependency oftentimes is more challenging than breaking addiction. But before I go any further, I want to hear from Dr. Sherry on this.
Yeah, I've been hearing what you've been hearing, right, Chris and Alice, Dr. Alice. Two things. What do you need? What do you need?
I need for my kids to be okay.
Okay, so guess what? You just gave your power away. When you said, I need for my kids to go away, do you know what happened?
No, to be okay.
Okay, well,
okay.
So I need my kids to be okay. Do you know who you put the power, who did you put the power in the hands of? Yourself or your kids?
My kids.
You know what that is? Codependency. What I want to know is, what do you need? Not what do you want them to do. What do you need, my dear?
I just need rest. I mean, my dad just died.
Okay.
My mom just got out of the hospital, so I'm taking care of her.
Do you know what?
Too much.
It's too much. It's too much. You know what I love? I want you right now to write that 4-letter word down, rest, R-E-S-T. And I want to tell you that Chris, Alice, and I just did a high five in our hearts because we are all behind you getting rest. Now, do you know what you're walking into? Do you know the situation you're walking into? Do you think you're going to get rest there?
No.
Okay.
I know I won't.
Okay, so write that down.
There's so much drama there.
I know. You need rest, but I want you to write down right after it, I will not get rest walking into that big mess, like Alice said. Now, the problem is, for most codependents, and I am a codependent, right? I went to CODA for many years, still go on occasion. Hi, my name is Sherry. I'm a codependent. I had to figure out how to get what I needed. And I had to realize that it wasn't selfish. It was actually the most faithful I could ever be to myself, to self-care. Rest might look like something very different than you're thinking. Rest might look like having to get with someone like Chris or Alice or myself to help you sort out how you can accomplish your goal. I've sat with other wives who've done exactly what happened. They went through a divorce, and basically they let go of the handlebars. They didn't make sure themselves that their property, that their name was off of it, and they've lost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But those are problems that somebody can help you start taking responsibility for, but you've got to put yourself in the driver's seat of what's best for you, and that is self-care, self-love, self-valuing yourself, not running after folks that are, as Chris said, addicts.
Yeah, because the fear is, Renee, is that you will keep running into losing situations. The situation that you're facing with the medical condition and the use that your husband and your children is, again, in the 12 steps, it's a first principle, powerlessness. If they're powerless, how much more powerless are you? And therefore, again, there's no win here for you. And so as we're pointing to today, it's just critically important, and you nailed it. I mean, Sherry's right. High five is for sure what we are feeling is rest. Rest for a weary soul.
So we want to give you permission, like your pastor didn't give you permission. We want to give you permission to not move in.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be okay.
And it might actually be best for the family because a well-rested mother can love well. An exhausted, resentful, bitter mother cannot love well.
And oftentimes loving well looks like boundaries in this situation.
So I suggest that you go back to that pastor to talk about another place to live for the time being, and then you talk to an attorney to see if you have any legal footing to clear up your name and your finances.
Okay. And what was that CODA you were talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
So CODA is CODA. I think it's CODA.org. That's a national organization for codependents. It's Codependents Anonymous. I'm telling you, girl, it helped me so much.
Mm-hmm.
And we would love for you to go to a meeting right now, today. Like, go to a meeting. They're virtual. Some are face to face. Some are online. But don't wait another day. There'll be people just like us there fighting for you.
And so, Renee, what we're going to do...
Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to send you a copy of Take Your Life Back. We're also going to send you a copy of Understanding and Loving Your, I think it's loved one or children with substance abuse or substance addiction. So we're going to send you a copy of both of those resources, both those books. I believe that will help you on your way. And I also believe, like you said, getting into a 12-step program like CODA. And as Sherry mentioned, I want to reinforce this, getting into a therapist who can help you untangle the mess that you found yourself in and eventually allow you to do the courageous step of choosing you. So, Renee, thank you so much for calling in today. And we're going to go to Annie in Springfield, Missouri. Annie, are you there? Annie, are you there?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All
I
right.
can hear you
Sure
now,
can.
Annie. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm a tiny bit scared, but I'm good. So, actually, I just like to say a couple of things before I ask my question. I started listening to this show several years ago when Sherry was on, before you were married to Kyle, Sherry, and you talked all the time about trauma victims and EMDR. And I thought it was so interesting, but I always thought, but that doesn't apply to me. I had no clue I was a trauma victim. And then something that was really, really significant for me, Chris, was that you would tell people, I need emotional safety. I need emotional safety. And I had to be taught. And I didn't even know that I was married to somebody very unsafe emotionally. And so thank you guys for that.
Yeah, so Annie, let me jump in really quickly. So thank you first off so much for
We're
that.
celebrating your gains just by listening to us. That's so awesome.
So you hear the music. We're going to come up against a break. So we're going to come back to you right after the break and get more of what we can help you with today. But I just want to mention that there is a $200 gift count for Every Man's Battle for January that ends on Monday. Guys, if this is something you're struggling with, the best resolution you can make for the new year is to put the struggle with sexual purity in the crosshairs and go to work on it. Every Man's Battle will open that door for you. Sign up today for it. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn from New Life Live, and Chris Williams and I are doing the Emotional Freedom Workshop. I don't know of anybody that wouldn't benefit from emotional freedom. We're all bound or stuck or struggling in some area. What are we going to do there, Chris?
Just really help people get clarity around the places where they're stuck in their life. They sort of circle the same mountain of disappointment over and over and over again. You're going to be able to see that mountain clearly and get to a new place of what we call emotional freedom, which is simply I can feel in the world, build a relationship to it, and know what to do with my experiences.
The New Life Emotional Freedom Online Workshop is Saturday, January 22nd. Steve Arterburn, Chris Williams, and Dr. Jackie Mack-Harris will present information on trauma, depression, codependency, and more. And small group leaders will help you process the information you learn. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or register online at newlife.com.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the New Life member thank you gift of the New Life Journal, 100 Days of Peace, 7 Ways to Choose Healing, Growth Has No Boundaries, a Restoration Bible, and a New Life grocery tote to hold it all. Plus, there are ongoing benefits, like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
Welcome back to New Life Live. We're talking with Annie, and Annie will take the compliments greatly, but just I was just saying that, like, we just don't know all the time what we're saying and what we're sharing and how it impacts people. And I want to share that with other people as well, is that your words matter, what you share matters, your knowledge matters. And Annie, you matter, so tell us today what we can help you with.
Okay, so I have 2 questions. I was married 32 years, and we just got divorced this year. I had filed for a legal separation, and he changed it to a divorce. But I am not moving on very well. And I identified with a caller like a week ago or 10 days ago or something that Sherry told the lady that it was like a merger and a father wound. And so I have 2 questions. And I just finished reading Hold Me Tight by Dr. Sue Johnson because I heard Sherry recommend EFT like for couples. So I was wondering, how is the father wound healed, and what is the difference between dependency and attachment needs? I think I'm emotionally dependent. I am not letting go. Luckily we're in separate states, but we still are. I'm still calling. He calls me some. I call him a lot, and I'm not moving on. I haven't moved on very well. I did relocate to a different state where I didn't know a soul except for my daughters, and so I was isolated, and so I had to start over. I was married to him over half my life, so I mean it was really a difficult transition.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Annie, why did you get
yeah,
divorced?
I haven't.
Why did you want to legally separate, and then why the divorce?
I didn't speak up for probably. Why are relationships so complicated? I didn't have a voice, and then I started learning how to speak up and kind of stand up. And because part of my, which I didn't even know, part of my trauma was that I kind of learned that other people can treat me however they want, and no one's going to protect me or defend me. And I carried that on, not protecting and defending myself. And so a lot of it was definitely me being compliant and stuff. And then when I tried to, I was just invalidated a lot and dismissed. Well, actually, I tell you, I saw him earlier this month. We were talking about getting back together again, and
Annie, can I jump? Can I jump in here? Because I definitely want to be able to answer those questions for you. Because they're big questions, and there's a lot of what's the difference between the dependency and healthy attachment, and also I'll just start here because it was something that Sherry said that really kind of triggered this. So I want Sherry to really jump in on this to help bring clarity to it. But when we ourselves can't feel okay in our own skin. And we can't get to the okay internally, then what we constantly do is seek the external okayness. And so this idea of sitting with anxiety and dis-ease and uncomfortableness, but if you reach out to your ex-husband and that calms, that's what creates a dependency. So I'm dependent on him for me to feel okay, because I can't feel okay on my own. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but we need other people.
That's true. That's absolutely true. And the question is, what kind of other people do we need?
Safe other people.
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
And as we do need safe other people, we also need a safe self. So it's not an either or, it's a both and that we work on here.
And it is the ability to be self-sufficient to some extent, because God gives us wisdom and talents and abilities, and we're expected to carry our own load and to do a lot of the work ourselves. We're to look to God for help and needing other people, yes, but not overly dependent on them.
I'm wondering, Annie, when Alice asked you the question, what prompted your legal separation? That's a big deal, right? To legally separate. What?
It was so complicated. Mm-hmm.
What did your husband do? Can you give us just 3 or 4 things that he was doing that made it feel so unsafe that you legally separated? That was hurting you. What was hurting you?
There was a lot of blame and criticism and dismissal and validation. And then I had been praying, too, for a few years about separating. I never felt like I was the priority.
Okay.
And then finally we had an incident where I was just disregarded, and it was just like, that was it. Okay.
What's the daddy wound? Just give us a sentence.
Oh, my dad. Yeah, yes, my dad left. My parents were never married, but my dad left our family when I was 12, and it turned my world upside down. I went off the deep end, drugs and alcohol, and staying out all night and not going to school and everything because I had been close to him.
And because your dad never was under the same roof, right? Your dad never married. Were you under the same roof, or were you guys separate houses?
Yes, until I was 12.
Okay, so he was on the same.
Until I was 12, he was under the.
So that abandonment could be why, in this time of legal separation, when your husband said, "Nope, I want a divorce," it could have awakened all that abandonment wounds, right? We'll come back.
Absolutely, we'll come back right after this, Annie, to help you out more.
For most of my life, I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit its addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Steve Arterburn, and for 30 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
I'm an addict, and I'm trying to get God in my life again. You seem to be able to get to the crux of a problem quickly.
Our Christ-centered treatment programs can help you break free to embrace all that God has for you and your family.
I just want to thank you guys for bringing me to a relationship with Jesus.
There really is help for marital problems, depression, addictions, panic attacks, and feelings of hopelessness.
I came back with so many tools to help me prepare myself to fight this struggle and this battle that I have every day.
You can start living again today, living the life God intended for you. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
They did care, and they did follow up very lovingly, and it made all the difference in my life.
Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Someone who cares is waiting at the other end of the phone. God can open the door to a better tomorrow right now. Just call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. 1-800-639-5433.
We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
Welcome back to New Life Live, and we're talking with Annie, and Sherry, you were in the middle of sharing something really important with her.
Yeah, so hey, Annie, and this is totally a hunch. This is not, I'm not saying this is it, but I'm just kind of going on the information you gave us. Two things. One, I do think when you filed for legal separation, you've been thinking about doing it for quite some time, because there was emotional abuse, psychological abuse, that blame shifting, that lying, and you've been living in that for a long time, and it was just stressful. My fear for you right now is, I think because he flipped and went from legal separation to divorce, I think you've gone back into fantasy. I think the abandonment and the reality of not having him there, like that pain when your world turns upside down when your dad wasn't there, that's that pain of you feeling that makes you go into denial and fantasy in order to want him back. But I think the reason he might have said divorce after you said legal separation is because he was discarding you. Your husband might have some narcissistic traits. People that have narcissistic traits, instead of you doing a legal separation and him going, oh my goodness, what's going on? I really want you. I want to be there for you. Mm-hmm. I got to look at my bad behavior and how have I been hurting you? You know what he did? Like a stinger of a scorpion. He went like, done.
Well, he took his ball and went home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he reacted, discarded you, threw you away. Yeah. That's a replication of dad leaving at 12. And now you're in this place of, I just want to be wanted by you. But it's the same guy. It's the same man. You go back to him right now, and it may be the same story. But you're in kind of that fantasy, I want to come back, and he might be in that fantasy, I want to come back. There might be a trauma bond. There might be all kinds of stuff going on. But you need to really have someone that you're working with to unpack this so that you guys don't rebound without dealing with your issues and the trauma wounds underneath it.
Yeah, and I moved, but in the previous state, I was going to a therapist. I went for the EMDR, and we tried it a few times, but it never worked. And she would always say that I lived right here, and she'd point to the top of, my forehead, and she would say that it was my personality and my wiring, why the EMDR didn't work for me. And then in this state, because I heard Chris say, complex trauma, I found a therapist that specialized in that, but she said I was too distressed all this year for us to be able to do EMDR.
Okay.
So, do you think it's my wiring or my personality that can't be successful with it?
So you know what's so sad about that? You know what's so sad about that is it got put back on you.
Yeah.
It's not you, girl. I've not ever had anybody. I've not been able to get into the EMDR. But if somebody starts it too soon, if you're not attached to them, if they haven't done a good history, there's all kinds of reasons why you may not get off the ground. But it's not because of your wiring. Girl, you're in distress.
Yeah.
And
yes.
And you need
why the therapist now hasn't done it, because she thought I was too distressed all this whole year.
You need a safe place. You need a safe grounding place where you can trust somebody. And you don't have that. You don't have that in your own body. And you don't have that in your world. And that's why you're going back to somebody who hurt you, because you haven't filled the rest of your life with some safe people that you can attach to. So you do run back and are dependent on someone who's hurt you more times than you can count.
Yeah, it's true.
So Annie, it sounds like who you're with is a good fit because they're pacing it. But going back to that term, emotional safety. And again, one of the things that we have to learn is how to become emotionally safe within ourselves. That's hard work. EMDR can help you there. Other modalities or other things can help you do that as well. But I want you to stick with it. But as long as you attach to unhealthy people with unhealthy emotional processes, you stay vulnerable to keep staying in that unhealthy place yourself. So
I want you to get a book. This is something you can buy on your own, but it's The Emotionally Destructive Marriage by Leslie Vernick. Because I really
I read that.
Okay.
I own the Emotionally Destructive Relationship. Yes, there was a lot of factors in me.
Well, okay. So okay, good.
There was a lot of factors.
All right. Now guess what? How funny. You kind of like threw that book out the back door. I want you to pick that book back up, dear. I want you to read it because you had clarity when you were in the abuse. You get away from it, and it goes away. Pick that book up, and then what else could we send her?
I think we're gonna send you a copy of the Emotional Freedom Workbook, and I want you to check out our Emotional Freedom Workshop at the end of January as well. And so, Annie,
I did that this year already.
Do it again. Like I really do mean that. Okay. I really do. I'm going to tell on myself, and it's not telling on myself. It's that I go into a week-long workshop every year. I need it all the time. It's my booster. It's my own emotional booster shot. So I lose the narrative often. And like Cher was mentioning, I thought I was an addict. Come to find out, I am a raging codependent. And so it's a lifelong recovery process. So we invite you into that lifelong recovery process and stay at it, Annie. You really are doing good work. And right now I want to get back to the illustrious Larry Sonnenberg.
That makes me laugh. Hey, I often come here with testimonies to read, but this time I've got a testimony that Terry's going to put on here. We can listen to someone in his own words.
A couple weeks ago, I called you guys. I struggled with suicidal thoughts. I just wanted to say to whoever's listening that you guys saved my life. I was just in a really bad place that day, and talking to you guys really helped me out. I've got a great wife who's very supportive. I listen to you guys every day. Something about your program touches me every day. No matter what it's about, it does. And I just want people out there to know that calling in does help. Talking to somebody that can relate to what you're dealing with helps. I don't normally give to radio stations because I don't necessarily believe that everything goes towards what they say it does, but I do want to become a New Life member and donate to you guys because you guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Wow.
Well, I am so grateful for that. Anybody who is a supporter, I mean, this is your phone call. not just ours.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, is that ever pretty wonderful to hear.
You know, there's a lot about that phone call we could talk about. One is Club New Life. If you didn't hear the top of the hour, we have a matching fund that if you join Club New Life between now and December 31, somebody will match all of next year's giving through Club New Life that you make right now. If you give $30 a month, which is most common, $360 will come to New Life today. And that'll help us to reach out to more people and get more people to help like this guy got. He listened to the program and said, "You guys saved my life."
It's amazing.
I mean, that touches me, and I hope it touches you to consider Club New Life or just making a year-end gift. Maybe you don't want to give all year round, but make a gift, please, and help people to help themselves and help God to move in and touch lives. Appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much. And yes, if you are struggling, give us a call, 1-800-229-3000. We'd love to help you out. If we're not on radio, you can call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have counselors available to talk to you there or to get you connected to the help that you need. So don't stay in your suffering. And with that, we're going to go right back to the phones, and we're going to go to Kim in Franklin, North Carolina, listening on Sirius XM. Kim, we're coming up against a break here pretty soon, so I wanted to get your question, your issue and your question in for us before we go to the break. So, Kim, fire away.
Okay, I'm calling in as a broken mother. I took my adult son to a detox drug place last night about 11 o'clock. And I am we're just devastated, of course, as a family. It's Christmas, and I don't even want to have Christmas. And how do I quit crying and quit having all these emotions? I can't even live. I just feel like I'm going through the emotions of life.
Yeah.
And I just fear for him and want him healed. And I've prayed and prayed and prayed, and I just need guidance, I guess, on how to do that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Kim, I just want to say I am so thankful that he got into detox. I'm so thankful that you are processing your emotions. And when we come back from the break, we're going to continue helping you out with that and lead you in the right direction. We'll be back right after this.
I just feel like I'm at the end of my rope with her.
All of a sudden, my daughter is saying, we're going to pack up and move.
Hi, Steve Arterburn here, and doing life with your adult children is never easy, and that's why we're going to help you with an online workshop Saturday, January the 29th. Jim Burns, longtime friend, he's president of Homeward. He will join me, and we're going to help those parents who are ashamed of their adult kids, or they're angry at the way things have turned out, are really kind of given up and apathetic. You will not be disappointed. Come join us for this Fearless Parenting online workshop.
That last young adult leaves and you become an empty nest parent. You have to reinvent the way you do life, but it gives you lots of great opportunities to live your best life in the second half.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to register or to find out more. 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
I was really living a very anxiety-filled life. I did go to Take Your Life Back. That's why I continue to support the ministry with the hope that not only am I helping my own situation, that I'm helping others as well.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the New Life member thank you gift of the New Life Journal, 100 Days of Peace, 7 Ways to Choose Healing, Growth Has No Boundaries, a Restoration Bible, and a New Life grocery tote to hold it all. Plus, there are ongoing benefits, like access to the Club New Life video library, the monthly Club New Life CD or download, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, and discounts on workshops. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Welcome back to New Life Live, and right now we're talking with Kim. And Kim, you had placed your son in detox last night. Can you tell us, do we know what he was using? What was he on?
He's doing fentanyl.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah. He had a wife, and he has two beautiful, beautiful children. She left him about 3 months ago, and after that, he seemed to spiral even more. I really thought that might change him, but I think he became so broken because of all the emotional. We don't blame her for leaving. Don't get me wrong. There's only so much a human can stand. But I think after that, he was just so broken, and he just has had so much to deal with. He doesn't know how to deal with it. And so we got to the point to where it's like, you need help that we can't give you. And so we decided, and a bed became available, and we took him last night, which was hard. And now it's Christmas, and
Kim, was that?
I want to go to.
Was that bed in a treatment facility, or was it at a hospital? What type of detox is it? It's a Appalachian. It's a community service place detox, and you have to detox before anywhere around here. You can go into a rehab. Okay. Do you have rehab planned for him? Do you have treatment planned for him?
Well, evidently over there that they will place him in a rehab.
Okay, good.
What I'm gathering.
Good.
Because I've called a bunch of places, and it's very sad that they're full.
Yeah, that's true.
There's places that they don't have places, and it just breaks my heart for all the other families who have to be dealing with this too. But I guess I never imagined this would be us.
Yeah.
I raised them in the church. We've been Christians forever. I've prayed. I've been down on my knees for months and months and months and months. And, I guess it's just patience, just having the patience to let God work.
Kim, there's
kind of where I'm at.
There's more than just patience. And I want to address your question of how do I stop crying? It's going to be a strange answer. You get to the place of being able to stop crying by intentionally allowing yourself to cry. As hard as you need to, for as long as you need to. Because it isn't just patience and the passage of time that brings about healing. It's the telling of the story to people that have ears to really hear you with love and grace. And it's allowing the emotions to flow over the devastation of seeing your son get to this level of addiction and lose so much. And so before Christmas, in these next couple of days, I want you to intentionally give yourself time to cry with someone who can love you right along through it.
Love that counsel, Alice, because it's so true. And you're heartbroken. You're heartbroken.
Yeah. I guess I just see myself like this forever now. I just feel like, is this my new normal? Am I ever going to be able to heal from this? And I know God heals. I know that. But right now I just can't see it.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm so broken too. So, because, you watch your child become something that you don't even recognize anymore.
I know. Well, yeah, and this is the season. This is the season of a Savior. And I've got to tell you, I know you're in shock, and I know you're heartbroken. And this being the season of a Savior, you know what you just did?
What?
You just let Jesus walk through you, and you just saved your son. Do you know that fentanyl is actually 50 to 100 times more powerful than heroin or morphine?
I know.
It's a street drug that's so available, and that's why so many beds are full. But you know what, girl? You just did the right thing. In this season of a Savior, you just gave your son the opportunity to start saving himself instead of using.
Right.
And Kim, you may feel...
And everyone told me that...
Kim, you may feel embarrassment and shame about what's happening in your family, but I want you to know that your call is speaking to our audience who needs to hear the story. You're ministering to our audience by your willingness to share. And I don't want any embarrassment to keep you silent in your own process of grieving this.
Right. That's true. And I have really good friends who have really, really, really helped me.
That's great.
And but sometimes if they haven't, as I say, walked in your shoes,
Yes,
I
yeah.
just don't know.
So
do you know who walks in your shoes? Do you know there's a whole group of people that today would just literally hug your heart? They're all at Al-Anon.
Right.
Have you ever gone to an Al-Anon meeting?
No, but someone told me that I needed to go.
Okay, so you know what?
So
You know
that
what?
would help me.
That someone loves you very much. Because Alice, Chris, and I all voted with that someone that loves you very much, and we don't want you to wait. In fact, some of the most amazing wisdom is going to come in that group of people at Al-Anon.
Oftentimes, one of the things that recovery, and I can't speak for it everywhere, but I can speak for it, at least here in Southern California, is that a lot of the recovery meetings will actually ramp up during the holidays. There's recovery meetings here in coastal California that they'll start running starting Christmas Eve every hour on the hour for 24 straight hours, up to 72 hours. Meetings, recovery meetings for people that are just supportive to get through the holidays. And all of that to say, Kim, to affirm what Sherry was saying, and is that you do need to surround yourself with other people who are walking in these shoes, to cry on their shoulder, them crying on your shoulder, sharing the load of the grief, but also sharing the hope, because it does this type of pain and fear tends to love to write the entire story of your future. But I want you to know that though this is scary and it's terrifying, it is also a moment in time.
Okay.
And in this moment of time, there will be other doors that you'll need to walk through, your own recovery process, your own grieving process. But right now, I want you to be able to hold on to a recovery mantra that says one day at a time. And maybe a day is even too long. It's like one moment in time. And as Alice was encouraging you, is that the way to get through grief is grieve. It is to allow it, to give it permission, because what you're feeling is real. But be careful about it telling the rest of your story. Because you have a different author and perfecter of your faith and your faith story. Someone else is narrating.
Right.
And so the pain isn't the narrator, something else is. And so we're going to leave room for that. And then getting into those support systems that you need along the way, the people that will walk you through. And especially stay diligent with your son, that you will not participate in anything that threatens his life. Finances, funds, even housing. Nothing you will do will help him stay in a life-threatening situation. But within your means, you will do everything humanly possible to get him into the help that he needs. And
which is care, which is, going through this and then supporting him going into rehab, which is the place that he needs the most. I don't want to make this about me. I just want to share one quick thought. Oh, I think we're going.
Yeah, go for it, Sherry.
My brother took his life yesterday, and I'm going home. My Christmas was very different last year, but I want to tell you this. Even though my Christmas had tremendous loss, Jesus showed up in a different way for me, and I hope that for you.
We are a weary world rejoicing.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433, or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.
Hi, thank you for watching New Life Live. You know, New Life Live is a Christian counseling program where we deal with the hard questions about life, relationships, kids, free choice, freedom of will, whatever. It's all right there on New Life Live every day, every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. If you want to call into the live broadcast, you can find the schedule on newlife.com or click the social media link right below. You can see every episode of New Life Live on the New Life YouTube channel. Watch it with a friend, watch it later. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll never miss another episode. So if you want to listen on the go, download the app. The link is right below. And I hope if you need some information, if you want to get some help, you'll call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. And I'll see you next time.